Hello and welcome back to Haven and Hearth. As you can see from the little icon up here at the top, it is now winter. It is the 21st day of the 6th month of the 4th year. As we know, I stated after the 15th day of the 6th month is when winter starts, and it ends after the 30th day of the 6th month and the new year starts. So we're going to pop on outside, and you're like, oh, hey, this doesn't look, at all unusual. And then you zoom out, and you realize that this nice little circle of no snow is all because of that mound we built in preparation for winter. Winter is here and truly upon us. Now, because I have this mound, there are certain things I can just continue to do. However, there are still things that won't be happening. Um, Mostly due to preference, but it is preference that is caused by game mechanics. So as you can see here, if I pull up the map, we have a map. And as I go around, I uncover the tiles and it shows me what the terrain is. Now the problem with the map is that it will show you the tile as it is when you discover it and never update. So as you can see right now, it's just showing everything, in the whole, spring, summer, fall months that I went around and I discovered things. If I were to go out there now, it would show up as white squares because of all the snow. So my exploration is going to be on hold until spring comes along and the snow melts. Because yes, I do need to go find acre clay on clay flat, or in clay fields, in the mud flats. But good luck finding it in the snow. And even if I did happen to find it, it's going to be confusing going forward because my map will forever show it as snow. So I'm not going to venture out far in the winter for that reason. However, because we've got this, we can continue growing our crops, which normally is not a thing you can do in the winter, but because of our wonderful little mound here, we can. So we're not being completely stymied by the weather. You know what? Before I do that, let me pull up my thing here. I have 21 and some thousand learning points. Now let's see. I think woodmanship. That's 12 and a half, and this will give a greater success on planting trees. Let's go ahead and buy that. I think that ended up unlocking forestry, which we don't have enough for because that is 25 by itself, which is, again, developed an aptitude for tree planting and enjoy significantly greater success at it. And then after that one will be the Druidic Rite, which we will have to dedicate ourselves to getting. But for now, I'm not too concerned about most of that. I do want to take a quick look. While I have the points, I'm going to grab beekeeping. We can't really do too much of it in the winter. I'm going to grab baking. I'm going to grab charcoal burning. And is there anything... I'm going to grab first aid because... Ooh, yeah, first aid's 4,000, but you know what? Let's grab it anyway. That's going to be most of my points there. Mining. Yeah, we'll drop some on mining, just so we have it when we're ready. And I think that'll be... Ooh, wheel riding. No. Alright, I think the rest I will just dump into skills. And it becomes a question of what do I want to do. Well, first I'm going to get my survival up those additional 2 points. Oh, well, I can't do that. I can get it up one of those 2 points so that my base skill... I'm trying to get my base skill up to 20. I would like to do that on masonry as well, but as you can see, we're pretty much done with these points. I could do one more thing. I'm going to put my first point into unarmed combat. Now, I'm not going to do anything with it yet. However, I do want to get this up to 15. Once I have this up to 15, which might be as early as next episode, we will start looking at the combat system. But for now, that is going to do. So, all right, let's go ahead, do this. I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough points to up my farming any. We didn't, and I wanted to do that before planting, so that was why I went ahead and did that there. We are about maxed out on those particular seeds. Let's go ahead and stack that. Let's keep these on hand. I guess I'll just shove you in here. Harvest up some of these crops. We're basically going to be sticking close to home. Okay, so we have hit a point where one of these turned into leather, and then there was not enough tanning fluid to get the rest of these the rest of the way there. So that's important. Let's get ourselves a bit more of ye old tanning fluid, if we can. We've got our quality 20 water here. Let's go ahead and see about putting some more water in. And what this will do is it'll reduce the concentration. It looks like it reduced the concentration below the point that it will tan. Oops. We're stuck on a flower petal there. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, our concentration is 3.3%. We're going to need to bring that up some. As you can see, I did plant a new tree in the interim here, like I said I would. It is still growing. It is 61% grown, but as you can see, it is quality 17, whereas this one was quality 16. With the resources we currently have, we are reaching towards the upper limit of what we're going to be able to manage until we improve some things. But we'll get to it in time. Do you have more tree bark available? You do not have more tree bark available. Which means I'm gonna have to find bark from these quality 10 sources, which is gonna drag back down our quality of tanning fluid. But that's definitely one of those things that is just gonna happen. What's our concentration at now? 7%. I think that's enough. I'll come back later, take a look at it. We'll see. In fact, do I have any additional loose single hides? I cannot reach that because of that in the way. That is actually the leather that I've been doing. As you can see, I've got 9 so far. I need 10 for a project I want to do, and then there are other things that it is useful for as well. We have these 27 seeds. That is one thing that could happen here. Let's harvest up our barley. Alright, these are 27 seeds. Now, this is the thing. What I'm going to do is instead of replanting these right away, I'm going to take these 27 seeds, put them in here, and then I will grab these 27 seeds and use these to plant. And then those 27 seeds will then get closer to the, 30-something that the table is. There we go. Actually, I could have done that with the smaller stack. Important to remember that type of thing. Let's just go ahead and pull you out. Let's combine you. I don't think I can put you back in now. We will not put it with the rats. Rats, rats. We are the rats. We have this straw here. Empty our straw, please. Thank you. Alright. Let's see if these were far enough. There's a special thing about poppies. Hard to tell. Okay, it looks like 1. There we go. You see, we got a new item. If you leave the poppies long enough, instead of getting a poppy flower, you'll get a poppy pod. It is a randomized time after it reaches the final stage that it'll do it, which is why 1 did, but the others didn't. And I wanted to see if that was a thing that would happen. And this is actually kind of related to first aid, I think. We can use this to make an item that is useful for some injuries. Everything is only useful for some injuries. I'll put that out there. there is no universal cure-all. There are some things that get awful close, but not quite. All right, let's put one in there. I'm gonna put these guys in there. We'll bring that up. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this. Nope, not in with those. Not that it matters. That's just me being weird about it. Should I cook some of this bat meat? I got a whole bunch of bear meat. Got some more bat meat in there and that golden eagle meat. We'll get to it eventually. I'm not too terribly concerned with it at the moment. Let's go ahead and finish harvesting our crops. We've got these 2 rows of onions. Onion. Nice high quality onion. Well, as high as we can make it currently. Let's do that. We'll do that. And then we will refill our inventory. And then we will replant because we want more onion. Excellent. And now, the lettuce. Let us begin. Alright, so we've done a little bit of winter farming here. Hooray for that. Alright, that's all done. Did we have any more of those? Yes. They are the same quality, so no reason not to stack them. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to go over here. We'll put those in there. We're going to need those eventually. What else do we want? What else do we need to do? Alright, well, there are some other projects we need to do. So first things first, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to strip all the remaining resources off of our little 16 tree. You never know when they're going to come in handy. So we're going to want to have them on hand. Like so. There we go. Alright, we'll grab the boughs. I could use these boughs for certain things, but I think I want to wait till the 17 tree to grows at least for some of that stuff. But that doesn't mean we can't just plop some of that down here. Can I actually get past this? I can. It is not easy. I might end up moving that before we're done. And now, we're going to chop this tree down. You might be like, hey, why are you chopping the tree down? Well, because I need the wood. And since I already have the next iteration in the process of growing, I don't so much need this one now. So let's drink up and get ourselves just a bit of ye old spruce wood. So this is going to take a minute. I'm going to leave it on, though. I'm not going to cut and show later. So we're going to do this. We're going to then destroy the stump. Man. Gotta be said. My endurance sucks. And down it goes. Bam! And we get 2 logs. And of course, we've got the tree stump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the tree stump with the destroy. Because you got to use destroy on the stump. I really wish you could just do the contextual right click on it and do it, but they didn't set it up that way, so we got to just deal with it. And of course, this takes about as long as, bringing the tree down in the first place. I wonder if our nearby lake is completely frozen over yet. It might be, it might not be. If it is, we're not getting any more water till spring. If it's not, then I should probably go refill that barrel. Although my survival is 1 point higher now, so it might actually end up being slightly higher quality. Since we don't actually know the top end of the quality on that water source yet. This is another reason why people end up building wells, is because all of this, lake water is not available in the winter, in the depths of winter. Not a problem often, but is a problem on occasion. Alright, are we going to get it this round? Looks like we are. Alright. And there we go. Alright, so not only do we have those, we are also getting those. The little tough roots. Excellent. Now, we need 8 blocks of wood. I have 4 on me. Let's go ahead and do this. This is the project I wanted to finish with the quality 16 wood. So now I should be able to go chop into blocks, except it's sitting on one of my things. So let's do this one. There we go. And there we go. Our rope walk is finished. Which means that as soon as we have the resources, we can start making some rope. Let me really quick. Is there how much room? Not enough room, that's for sure. Is there room in here? No. Alright, I'm gonna pick this stuff up so I can get to this. Guess I'll do that. I'm gonna grab some of these low quality things that are considered string. I'm keeping these because there are some specific items you can make with the tough roots, and I might want one of them. Let me put this back. There we go. Let's see, what else do we got? We actually have a tough root here as well. That's a low quality one. I'll grab that one. It counts as string as well, but I'm going to put the slightly higher quality one in its place. What else do we got? Are you... I don't think you count as string. We can make some of the stuff from the tough bark. Not quite sure I'm ready for that. Anything in there? Oh, low quality stinging nettle. Yeah, I don't see anything else really that's gonna be like that. So I think what we'll do is we'll come over here and we will start grabbing a few of these. So we've got 5, so we need 5. Just like that. There we go. Those are the ones we just harvested. And you're like, hey, those are quality 18. Yeah, but they're not the 20 that we will get out of the next batch. And they're not the 31s that we have sitting here. So I consider that good enough for something that is easily replaced. So, alright, I've right-clicked the rope walk. Let me look at something here real quick. My sewing is only level 1. Let's bump that up to level 2, so it will drag things down ever so slightly less, because this is going to get dragged down by our sewing. So what we need to do is pop over to craft. It should be clothed... no, it's not clothes and equipment. It's processing and materials, sewing and fabric, rope. We need 10 items that are considered string to make a rope. Here we go. There we go. We have now discovered rope. As you can see, that ended up all coming out to a quality 12 rope. I am curious about something. What did this actually turn out? Quality 34. That's not too bad. So every rope that we make is going to get dragged towards that quality 34 from whatever material we're using. Of course, it's currently getting dragged down by our sewing skill, and I think our dex maybe as well. Was it dex? Yeah, it is. Dexterity and sewing are affecting it as well as our tool, the rope walk. And then, of course, the quality of the materials that go into it. But I just wanted to discover it so that we could theoretically get started on the thing I've been trying to get going. that was the last item we needed in order to get another very important thing. What was the quality on this again? No, not that. This. There we go. Quality 17, 62% ground. I'm not sure if the mound is allowing this to continue to grow during the winter. Oh, it looks like it is, because it's actually gone up 1% since the last time. So it was 61, now it's 62. Good, that means sometime in the next couple of real-life days it'll be fully grown and ready for the next iteration. So I'm going to come over here. Remember when I put down this little bit of brick and said this is going to be important? Well, this is the part where it becomes important. So let's see. I believe it is buildings and construction. Yeah. And then we want walls and fences. Here we are. Palisade. As you can see, 100 blocks, 10 leather, 2 bone glue, and 5 rope. We have now discovered all of those items. It is now available to us. Bam, right there. Now, you're like, wow, that is a lot of stuff. How are you going to make walls out of this? Well, don't worry. This is just for the first post. So it is generally a good idea to set your walls up in a way where you will have all of your expansions come out of a post. So secondary posts that are built, like for corners and stuff, won't cost this much. This is basically just the cost to get it started. Let's put our rope in. There we go. Now it'll stay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay brick in all the places I want to put wall, and I'm going to make a little bit more of a expansion before we actually get to the point where the wall is complete. But now you can see why I needed that 10 leather. That said, however, when those 3 are done, I will have 2 extra available. And we got a little bit of time left this episode. I want to see how much certain things cost, because there's a handful of things that are just plain useful out of leather that I would like to make. Now, first and foremost is the leather backpack, but that costs 6 leather, so we're not going to have that for a little while yet. We'll probably get to that later. But what else could we be making? Well, there is a bit of, let's see, is it tools? I don't think it's tools, no. It's like miscellaneous, extras and accessories. Here we go, poor man's belt. And you see it says inventory 3 times 1. Well, what does that mean? Well, I don't currently have a belt on. Belts are useful. You can't gild belts. However, they do serve another purpose, and it's related to that inventory space. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to grab just 1 old piece of leather, because I'm not too concerned about the quality. And I'm going to craft it. Da-da-da-da. Alright, I end up with a quality 10 poor man's belt. Let's go ahead and put it on. There we go. And now, now that it is on, if I right-click it, look at this, belt. I have a little belt inventory. And this is slightly different than before. So what we've got here, was it in one of these? No, I think it's in the one I can't get to at the moment. Alright. Pick all this leather up. Move it. No, it's not in there. Where did I leave? Did I leave it in here? I left it in there. Okay. Or no, it wasn't, but there was one in there. Alright, so you take this shovel. You're like, hey, there's no way that shovel is going to fit in that belt. Well, look at this. Look at that. It takes up 1 slot. And I can do that with my saw. And I can do that with my axe. And now what will happen is as I perform tasks that requires one of these things, I will automatically put it into my hand off of my belt, and if there is something in my hand, it'll go into the belt. Now, it doesn't put it away afterwards. It'll only put it away if I need the hand free for a task, for a different tool. So there is that. But I can now walk around with nothing in my hand and still be able to do all these tasks because it'll pull out the tools when I need them. It just won't put them away afterwards. So if you want to walk around with empty hands, it is now about half doable. So there's that one. That is one of the two things. The other, I believe, also only takes one. And where is it? Because I thought it was here with it, but it must be somewhere else. It might not be in the clothing and tools. It might be somewhere else. Odds and ends? Ah, there you are. Water flask. Hey, look at this. One leather and a string. Now, the water flask, as opposed to the water skin, is half the size and only a third smaller on the contents. This will hold 3, this will hold 2, but it takes up half the space. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab this last fiber, which is an 11, that's fine. I'm going to walk over here, and we'll just craft this out of the stack. Because again, this is another thing where the quality doesn't matter. So we'll craft this. And now I have a quality 10 water flask. Which means I should be able to... let's move you down here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in there. And now we have a completely empty... Why are you doing this? Oh, there we go. Alright, now we have a completely empty water container to go test the waters, see if things are actually 21 out there or not, since we now have a 21 survival skill. And to see if the whole thing is frozen over or not. Because it might be partially frozen over, which it at the very least is. Not looking good. Yeah, unfortunately, our water source is frozen over, so we won't be getting any more of that right now. But what we can do here, I can click dig. And look at that. I got a little bit of snow. I just discovered snow. And I think, as you can see, I now have the shovel in hand. I think I can click dig on the ice. And this takes longer, because look, I'm using the shovel to bang away at the ice. Bang, bang, bang. Here we go. And blam. Oh, I didn't get a piece of ice. Sometimes you get ice from doing that. This time it just emptied out. Now that'll end up refilling with water once the snow all melts. But for now, that is basically just going to stay like that. So, oh. At some point it decided to... Oh, I guess it was the axe that it used to chop at the ice, not the shovel. Okay. So it was the shovel for digging, and then you saw it switched to the axe when I needed the axe instead. So I now have all these nice tools in my belt. There are better belts that have more spaces as you need more tools and things of that nature. And which way am I going? I've got myself a little turned around. But all in all, that is about the extent of winter. It's going to be a lot of being a homebody and processing stuff. And I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with that. In point of fact, let's grab something from this pile here before we end. Whatever's first. Oh, 1, 2, 3. No, no. I got 3. Hang on. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Just gonna kind of sort stuff here. Put that in that pile. Put the bigger things in that pile. Aha, there's a 4th one. All right, you go into that pile. I'll finish sorting the piles later. For now, I'm going to get these guys drying. If I can get over here, please. Thank you. Because I need more leather. So, in between episodes here, I am going to get stuff processed, basically just iterate more and more of the same. And we're going to wait for spring. Next episode, I'm going to wait for spring to have sprung, and we will come back, work more on our palisade. We will, start exploring again, try to find those clay fields. And that's about it. I mean, maybe if we get enough stuff going to, get the skill up high enough, we might look at combat next time. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.